There's a hush in the air around Staples Center these days, like the calm before a storm. Rumors swirl through every corner of Laker Nation, igniting whispers in the purple and gold faithful that could change the balance of power in the Western Conference forever. You can almost hear the collective heartbeat of every fan, growing louder with each passing second. Hello, Lakers faithful. Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report. Before we dive into today's breaking scoop, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update on your Lakers journey. Now, let's talk about the latest insider buzz. Could DeAnthony Melton, the former Warriors guard, be the next piece added to this championship puzzle? According to a recent episode of Buha's Block, Jovan Buha of The Athletic referenced colleague Dan Woik's mention of Melton, praising him as a high-value, low-cost option on a veteran's minimum deal. Imagine that, a perimeter defender who already showed flashes of lockdown potential before a knee injury sidelined him in Golden State, arriving in Los Angeles just as the Lakers plot their next title run. Melton, at just 26, brings a tantalizing mix of youth, defensive tenacity, and untapped upside. In 6 games with the Warriors this season, before suffering an ACL tear, he averaged 10.3 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 1.2 steals on 40.7% shooting overall and 37.1% from 3. In 20.2 minutes per night, those numbers might not leap off the page, but consider the context. He was anchoring Golden State's backcourt defense, often matched up on all-stars, and holding his own. Could that very same energy, now fully healed, translate into a crucial spark off the Lakers bench? There's a lot to unpack here. First, Melton's defensive pedigree. He was a cornerstone of those early-season Warriors teams, a relentless on-ball pest who thrived in Coach Kerr's switching schemes. His ability to stick to bigger guards, navigate screens, and disrupt passing lanes earned him rave reviews. Some insiders believe that inserting a player like this into LA's rotation could shore up defensive lapses that have plagued them in crunch time. After all, when you're rolling out LeBron James and Luka Doncic, you need role players who can lock down perimeter threats and buy those superstars extra possessions. Then there's the injury question. Yes, tearing your ACL is serious, but Melton has already completed his rehab and, by all accounts, is in top physical shape. Teams routinely trust minimum salary veterans returning from ACL injuries when they see the potential for both low risk and high reward. If Melton looks like his pre-injury self in Summer League or early training camp, the Lakers might have snagged a steal, especially compared to other free agent options that carry bigger price tags or longer histories of inconsistency. What impact could he have on rotations? Picture this. Melton taking on primary defensive duties against opposing ball handlers during critical fourth-quarter stretches, allowing Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, or Rui Hachimura to play off the ball and focus on offense. Could this defensive upgrade be the key to flipping close losses into wins? Fans are wondering if this move could be the start of a new defensive identity for a team often defined by its superstar scoring. Of course, Melton isn't the only point guard linked to LA. Dante Exum's name also surfaced, thanks to his familiarity with Rob Pelinka from their Detroit days. Exum, a crafty veteran with playoff experience alongside Luka in Dallas, averaged 8.7 points and 2.8 assists on 47.8% shooting, and an impressive 43.4% from deep last Eisen in 18.6 minutes per game. But Buha himself admitted he sees Exum more as a fifth option, someone to fill out the back end of the bench rather than a core rotational piece. That makes Melton the more appealing target if you're seeking meaningful defensive impact and energy. What about fit alongside the stars? LeBron and Luka demand the ball in their hands, and the Lakers' offense flows through their creation. Having a defensively oriented guard like Melton would free up Anthony Davis to roam as a secondary rim protector while the backcourt chemistry between Russell, Reeves, and Melton could blossom. Could this trio evolve into one of the league's most versatile bench groups capable of swinging momentum defensively and igniting fast breaks? It's possible, and it's exactly the kind of thinking that gets fans buzzing with excitement. But let's not overlook the salary cap side of things. Landing Melton on a veteran minimum contract is shrewd. It leaves the Lakers flexibility to chase other targets or extend core pieces down the line. In today's NBA, where luxury tax penalties can cripple title contenders, these cost-efficient additions often separate contenders from pretenders. Could Pelinka's front office pull off another masterstroke here, using cap-savvy moves to assemble a roster that complements LeBron and Luka without breaking the bank? Then there's the locker room. Dynamic. Melton reportedly earned respect in Golden State for his work ethic, professionalism, and no-nonsense approach. That kind of attitude meshes perfectly with LeBron's standards and the culture champion's demand. Could Melton's arrival signal a locker room infusion of accountability and intensity? Some teammates might look at a young, hungry defender returning from injury and think, if he's grinding this hard, I need to match that energy every night. That ripple effect is hard to quantify but priceless in its impact. All of these threads, defense, fit, cost, culture, lead to one central question. Is DeAnthony Melton the secret ingredient that elevates this Lakers team from good to truly great? Could he be the under-the-radar acquisition that doesn't make headlines at first but quietly shifts the playoff landscape in LA's favor? Speculation aside, we know the Lakers are in full rebuild mode around their two superstars. They've already reshaped the roster once this season by acquiring Luka, and now they have an offseason to refine depth and balance. Taking a flyer on Melton fits that blueprint perfectly. Moderate risk, strong upside, and alignment with championship aspirations. And remember, these rumors come from credible voices like Buha and Wojk, reporters embedded in the team's circles. When they point a finger at a name, even tentatively, it's usually worth a closer look. Could internal discussions already be underway between the Lakers' front office and Melton's camp? Some insiders believe the process has started, with preliminary negotiations exploring contract length, injury protections, and potential roles. If true, a deal could be announced as early as midway through free agency moratorium, catching the rest of the league off guard. If I had to place a bet as a die-hard Laker fan, I'd say Melton's stock is rising fast, and that he's becoming a must-watch storyline this summer. His blend of defensive prowess, cost efficiency, and championship pedigree from Golden State makes him a tantalizing option. And when you combine that with the Lakers' hunger to support LeBron and Luka with top-tier role players, you get a recipe for a roster makeover that could shock the NBA world. But this is just the opening act. Training camp looms, and with it, the chance to see Melton in purple and gold, lacing up, hitting the gym, and running through drills alongside the franchise icons. Could his first impressions and practice sessions set the tone for the season? Fans are already speculating how quickly he'll adapt, what chemistry he'll build with the likes of Reeves and Davis, and whether his defensive rotations can turn late-game opponents into easy stops. We're standing at the precipice of what could be the most intriguing Lakers offseason in years. A leap of faith on DeAnthony Melton might be the spark that ignites a championship run, and if it pays off, the whispers we hear today will turn into triumphant applause in the playoffs. Stay tuned, because next time we'll dive even deeper into how Melton's potential signing could reshape rotations, impact the buyout market, and influence other teams' strategies. Exciting times are ahead for Laker Nation. Get ready for the ride. Could this single move be the catalyst that transforms the Lakers from contenders to true favorites? Imagine DeAnthony Melton slipping into the rotation seamlessly, tasked with the toughest defensive assignments late in games, while LeBron and Luka orchestrate the offense without worrying about letting their man slip past. Picture those crunch time scenarios. Melton's quick hands triggering turnovers, turning defense into transition offense, and giving LA that extra edge in close finishes. Could we see a defensive pulse in the fourth quarter that flips 3-point deficits into halftime leads? Beyond the immediate on-court impact, Melton's arrival could ripple through the locker room culture. A proven professional who battled back from injury, his work ethic and resilience could set a new standard for accountability. Young players like Austin Reeves and Jalen Hood-Schifino might absorb that energy, elevating their own preparation and intensity. Could this infusion of toughness and buy-in spark a collective mindset shift, one where every Laker embraces defense as passionately as offense? And let's not forget the chess match across the league. Other contenders will be watching closely. If the Lakers land Melton, will teams like Phoenix or Denver scramble to plug similar defensive holes? Could we witness a mini arms race for lockdown perimeter guards this summer? It's possible, and LA's front office may already be leveraging Melton's mutual interest to set the market for other deals. By signaling interest early and publicly, the Lakers might deter rival suitors or drive up the prices elsewhere. Smart cap floor strategy that keeps LA nimble. Then there's playoff positioning. A single extra win achieved by a late-game stop or a transition layup off a Melton steal could be the difference between home court advantage or not. In a conference this deep, the margin is razor thin. Could Melton's defensive prowess be the one factor that turns a 2-3 home series into a 4-1 romp? If he helps secure 2 additional wins in the regular season, that's the value of a mid-level contract paid tenfold in playoff revenue, reputation, and legacy. Consider also the mentorship aspect. Having spent time under Steve Kerr's tutelage and alongside Draymond Green, Melton brings championship seasoning. His familiarity with winning cultures could influence the Lakers' younger rotation pieces. He knows what it takes to defend, at the highest level to communicate effectively on switches, to navigate playoff atmospheres. If he becomes a defensive lieutenant to Anthony Davis in covering opposing big wings, those two could form an interior-out conversation that smothers pick-and-rolls and forces teams into low-percentage looks. But all of this hinges on 2 questions. Will the Lakers' medical team give Melton the green light, and will he embrace a reduced offensive role for the sake of team success? His ACL recovery must hold up under high-intensity workloads, and he must buy into being a 3-and-D specialist, focusing on taking the toughest perimeter assignments instead of hunting his own shot. Given his history and character, many believe he will. Some insiders even predict that Melton's return to health will see him regain 90 to 95% of his pre-injury explosiveness within months, making him one of the league's steadiest two-way guards off the bench. Financially, the veteran minimum makes this a low-risk, high-reward proposition. The Lakers wouldn't have to clear significant cap space, and they could still explore mid-season buyout market upgrades if additional needs arise. Moreover, by allocating a small portion of the luxury tax apron to Melton, LA preserves its ability to compete under strict financial scrutiny, an approach that has served title contenders well in recent years. As we look ahead to Summer League and training camp, all eyes will be on Melton's first workouts in purple and gold. Will he showcase the same defensive instincts? Can he catch lobs and finish in transition to remind fans of his full athletic package? Will his shooting return to the pre-injury range, offering that 37 to 38% threat from deep that commands respect? If so, the Lakers might have unearthed a hidden gem that fewer than a handful of rival teams targeted. The timing could not be more crucial. With a revamped roster anchored by LeBron and Luka, support pieces must be both reliable and selfless. You need role players who buy in and raise the collective standard. Melton checks those boxes like few others on the market. And if he thrives, perhaps the most enduring legacy of this move will be how it set the tone for building around generational talents, strategically, fiscally, and culturally. But now, we turn it over to you. Do you believe DeAnthony Melton is the perfect defensive glue to complete this Lakers puzzle? Could his addition tip the championship scales in LA's favor? Or do you see other needs, Perhaps a stretch big or another playmaker that should take priority. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. As a die-hard Laker fan, I'm buzzing with excitement at the mere possibility. There's a certain electricity in the off-season air, and this rumor feels different, as if something monumental is on the horizon. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an insider update. We're on the brink of a thrilling summer, Laker Nation, and this story is just getting started. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and get ready to witness history in the making.